A very warm hello to all my wonderful subscribers, listeners, disciples, students. Welcome. This is your Master GongSun, and today we have another episode of Taoism as applied to the news and everything else under the sun. So look what happened here. This happened in Taipei, a city that I used to live in. I lived there for at least 6 months. All right. Foreign teacher fired after Taipei MRT altercation. Man investigated for intimidation, reported to Ministry of Education. So what happened here? A British teacher had his contract terminated by a private language school on Wednesday after he became involved in an altercation on a Taipei MRT train. The incident happened Tuesday at 9 p.m. on the Taipei Metro. The British man was reportedly speaking loudly in the train carrier, prompting a Taiwanese man surnamed Tsai to ask him to lower his volume, which I think is actually very reasonable. If someone is talking too loudly on public transit, I mean, other passengers have a right to request that he shut up. I mean, but of course the man didn't like to be told. As such, the man responded by reportedly shouting at Tsai in English when the train arrived at a station. The man knocked off Tsai's hat, uttered an English expletive, and exited the carriage. Tsai followed him off the train and reported the incident to police. Okay, well, there's one thing. I mean, it's one thing to actually have a conversation, to make a request about lowering the volume of the conversation, but it's another for the verbal assault to escalate into a physical assault. He knocked off his hat. Anyway, an investigation found the man was an English teacher at Annie's school. The school issued a statement Wednesday indicating the teacher had been employed since February and was still undergoing training. Oh, so he wasn't even a full teacher yet. The school said he had not yet been assigned a class to teach and acted normally at work. However, the school said his actions on the MRT were a serious violation of its zero-tolerance policy toward violence. The school reported the incident to the Ministry of Education, suspended the teacher, and terminated his employment contract. So I wonder how the school found out. Maybe the police called the school, said, hey, your teacher misbehaved on public transit. Anyway, here's what Taoism says about this. The Tao says that there's a time and place for everything. So there's a time to be yang, which is what he's doing now, being aggressive, and there's a time to be yin, which is to draw back, to be passive. If I were the guy, I mean, I would just say, okay, I will. Or I would just make a show of it. Actually, this happened once before to me. Actually, I was working out at the gym in Taipei. It's called Xin Taipei Si, a new Taipei city, just like in the northwest part of Taipei. And then I was using what was it? What's the name of that? Lat pole? Yeah, it was lat pole. And then I had accidentally left some sweat on the machine. And then some guy comes up to me after I left and he says in polite Mandarin, "Sir," I'll translate, "Sir, would you wipe your sweat off the machine?" And I was really annoyed. I don't know why. I just didn't like being told to do that, because I felt like he had no authority over me, even though that would be the nice thing to do, I suppose. So, but instead of escalating it, I ended up returning to the lat pull machine, used a towel, and haphazardly, in a very casual, quick way, wiped it quickly, and then turned around and did not look the man in the face, and then I left. So that's what I did. So, and there was no escalation. He didn't follow me or anything. But maybe this guy was having a bad day, the teacher. But still, I mean, yeah, I mean, perhaps he got some really bad news. But in either case, he picked the wrong time to be young. Because I mean, it was captured too, right? I mean, the hat was knocked off, so that's physical assault. In any case, this very common law comes to mind, the law of cause and effect, right? If you knock someone's hat off, you escalate the situation, there's going to be an effect, and the effect was termination. So too bad for him. But I hope he learned his lesson. He should control his temper better. Alright, this has been your Master GongSun. What do you guys think? Has this ever happened to you? What would you do in this case? Leave your comments below. As usual, keep following the Tao. Unlike this guy and his momentary lapse in judgment.